What's going on, guys? Spotter here with Hyper. Well, not in commentary, but in-game. And we're on Destiny. We're in the Vault of Glass. And I tweeted out last night that Hyper and I defeated the Templar in the Vault of Glass on hard difficulty. And this is where we're at. Now, when I say beat the Templar, I think people took that as, hey, you beat the whole Vault of Glass with 2 players. No. Just the Templar part, okay? We had 6 players to get us to this point, so this is the point where you got to pick up the shield. This is after the first series of oracles, which follows the defense of the confluxes, okay? You got to defend, initially it's 1 conflux, then 2, then 3, okay? So this is just the Templar portion. Hyper and I were kind of bored last night. We couldn't get all our players together, so I said, Hyper, come on into the game and let's see if we can do this. And I actually tried to do it solo. So I'm going to jump up to the spot that we're going to get to. I need my triple jump in order to get there. So we're going to jump up onto this pillar. Now, I'm running a bit late because I should have actually had my gunslinger class on. So we got marked, and I'm pushing it a little bit, but I think I do make it. Hyper's already over in the spot that we're going to situate ourselves in, and this will work for 6 players. I mean, it works for 2 players. It's going to work for 6 players. We just have to go through it. We're not at that stage yet, and we're going to be coming out with an entire series dedicated to the Vault of Glass for you guys, and beating it in the easiest way possible, the lowest levels possible, and with the fewest players possible, because it's our goal to complete this probably with 4 players to do the whole thing. I don't know if we're going to be able to, but we're going to try. I don't think doing it with less than 4 players is going to be feasible, considering you get teleported in the last stages with Atheon. It's going to be pretty tough to do that with 3 players. Okay, so all I'm going to do, I'm going to sit here. Hyper's above me. I'm going to give you his perspective, okay? And I usually try and put my my invisibility on when I go to shoot at the Templar with the shield. And just going to break myself out of the shield. So all I'm doing, I'm breaking, basically breaking the shields of the Templar, and Hyper is doing the damage. And I think the damage scales. Okay, like the health scales of the Templar, so we have 2 players, so I think the health is a little bit less than if or a lot less than if we had 6 players. But nonetheless, I think the strategy, at least for this portion of the Vault of Glass, would remain consistent whether you had 2 players or you had 6 players. All right, and what we end up doing, obviously this is our initial stages. Where Hyper is right there, there are actually 2 little ledges above me. The first one, there's the second one, and that's where Hyper can basically, it's almost like a head glitch on the Templar. And I have a feeling that when Bungie sees this, they're gonna be patching their game. And we did find that it kind of glitches out in later on with this Templar, because the oracles stop spawning in. We never get marked again, and especially in the Gorgon area, it's kind of glitchy with the 2 players. So let's kind of skip ahead. Actually, I'll give you a little bit of Hyper's perspective, just to show you what he's doing. And there's actually one position of the Templar which is pretty difficult to hit, but there's one spot on this platform where you can do it. It just becomes an issue when you have to break out of the barrier that the Templar puts up around you. So let's switch to Hyper's perspective. All right, here we are. Here's what Hyper's looking at. Now, that top ledge that he's sitting on right now, I can actually, he doesn't have to drop down. We figured that out a little bit later, that I can actually cleanse. The bubble is big enough to cleanse him even if he's on the ledge above where he is right now. And we also try to wait, because there are 2 times, usually when the oracles come in, we get marked twice. So we're trying to wait until we get marked twice before I take down the Templar shield. So what Hyper's using is the Vision of Confluence, which is a scout rifle that you get from the Vault of Glass. And what we end up doing later, like as soon as he sees the shields are down, as you saw, he'll start firing, and he'll get a few shots in before the barrier comes up. Once the barrier comes up, he just continues shooting, and then once the barrier comes down, he just keeps shooting at the Templar and can usually crit him from just about any spot. Okay? The only difference, the only change we made later on was that he would use the Vision of Confluence because he runs out of ammo. Even though he has the extra ammo, usually it's 19 yeah, this is the other position. This is the tough position to hit, and I'll actually switch back to my spot because I missed there, obviously, and I got to get a better location for that. So let me switch back to my point of view. I'll show you how I hit that Templar at that location, and then we'll switch back to Hyper again. All right, Raw and me, I'm trying to set up for a proper position here. Now, I try, first off, right from the very top. Whoa, and I almost... Wow, I don't know what the heck happened there, but I almost jumped off. So I try and hit him from here, and... no, I miss. So that's obviously not the best position. What you need to do is get over as far left as possible, all right? And... Hyper's going to come up there, and he's not shooting at you, obviously. I mean, number one, he's too far away. Number two is that, I mean, I don't think he'd even be able to hit you from here. He'd hit those pillars that are basically in front of him. So as long as you go over on this far left side, you've got a lot of room sort of towards the bottom where that pillar, I mean, yeah, I mean, you got a little bit of room up top, but as you move down, in between those pillars, you can see you have a little bit more room near the bottom, so that's where I'm shooting for, and I do end up hitting him. Now, Hyper's not going to be able to hit him that well from that spot, and that's where it gets a little dangerous when I'm up here trying to bust through the barriers, but we do make it. I think he only was in that position for a couple of instances that we had to take his shields down. All right, so we're back at the tail end of this little battle, and you're going to see the adjustments that that Hyper's made. I mean, I don't have to adjust anything, and it's at this point in time when it's all glitched because the oracles aren't spawning anymore. So what he's doing, he's using his scout rifle, and as soon as the barrier's down, he's switching to his sniper rifle, and he is able to get 4 shots off. So using the scout rifle for those initial shots and to break through the barrier, and then switching, because if he didn't switch and he kept using the scout rifle, as you saw before, I mean, he ended up running out of ammo. He'd have to, you know, he'd have to reload, and it's a lot faster just to switch weapons. So, and obviously getting the shots off with the sniper rifle is going to be a lot better because you're going to hit a lot more damage or a lot higher damage, especially when you're criticaling him or anywhere. And that's just going to get him down a lot faster. And it took some time. I think it took probably nearly a half an hour, maybe a little bit less, probably about 25 minutes, just for the two of us to break through and crush the Templar here on hard difficulty. This is hard difficulty. I don't know. I mean, you guys might say, well, this is not hard difficulty. This is easy difficulty. This is hard difficulty. I don't know how to prove that to you, but I can guarantee to you that it definitely is. And yes, the Templar is dead! Yes, there's some Ascendant Energy, so Hyper got 3 Ascendant Energy. I think I got Shards. I think that's all I got. And then we're going to do the dance of victory. But, I don't know, we thought that was a pretty good accomplishment. I mean, we're trying to come up with strategies in the vault, both for regular difficulty and hard difficulty, to enable people to do it, you know, not only quickly, but to be able to do it under-leveled. So if you're level 25 and you're trying to do the regular difficulty level 26, or let's say you have some players that are level 28 trying to do it on hard difficulty, you know, or a group with 28s and 29s or something like that. So we want to try and come up with strategies that are going to help you get through it in the easiest manner possible, and this is part of it. So we'll follow up, obviously, with this once we get through it on hard difficulty and show you some of the, you know, best ways to get through it on regular and hard difficulty here. All right, what do you guys think? Not too bad. 2 players defeating the Templar in the Vault of Glass. Let's celebrate. Celebrate. That's it for now. We'll see you next time. Spider out.